Hello there. My name's Kuda Kapadi, and I'm coming back at you with another video in our ongoing educational series. And this one talks about some general best practices when saving tiles in Anova. So if you haven't already seen them, there are a few videos in our video series that talk about best practices and ways to interact with your tile. So I'd strongly recommend watching those before you watch this video, because this one talks more about best practices for saving your tiles. All right, so number one thing when saving your tiles is you want to use a dynamic date range, right? So in this prompt right here, I have give me cost conversion CPA by site and campaign for the last 12 months. And this last portion for the last 12 months is key because that will ensure that the AI generates a query that will always look at the last 12 months. So this way, if when I move into next month and I rerun this query, it will now also be sure to grab all the previous 12 months. It's not grabbing a fixed static date range like August 1st, 2023 to July 31st, 2024, right? If you ask the AI for a static date range, then even if you save a tile and refresh it, it will always pull from just that static date range. But using a dynamic date range like last 12 months, last week, yesterday, that will ensure that the AI is pulling back updated results based on whatever dynamic range you've selected. Okay, so you can see here that in the SQL, this interval 12 months, I know this is a little technical, but the interval 12 months ensures that it is only going back to the previous 12 months, right? So again, that's what I mean by dynamic date ranges, right? In addition to that, just one other important note here is any important rules that you tell the AI as part of your conversation, when you save the tile, those rules will also hold as well. So let's say in this example right here, I have performance max and Pmax as two separate line items. Let's say I want to combine them into a single row because I know they're the same thing. They're just named differently because there was an error with the naming conventions. I can tell the AI to combine the performance max and Pmax campaigns into a single row called Pmax combined. We run the SQL and analysis. Okay, so obviously, if you're using Anova, and most likely you are, to do some of this basic data cleanup and transformation work, like renaming things or adding new columns or creating new calculated metrics, whenever you do that in your prompt and get back the tile, when you save it, those rules, those calculated metrics, whatever you've done throughout the course of your conversation will also save. So again, this is a great way to be able to get back updated results without having to talk to the AI all over again and explain all these rules or explain the exact report that you want to run, right? So you can see in this instance now I have a new line item here for Pmax combined that basically aggravated those two rows into a single row. And in the SQL, again, I know this is a little bit complicated, but you can see right here, this is the rule that combines performance max and Pmax into that single row. So now when I save the tile, now when I go to my tiles tab, it will just save that rule, refresh the data, and that Pmax combined row will still be there. So again, those are just the main two best practices when saving your tiles in Anova. If you have any questions though as you go through it, feel free to reach out to your account rep and we'll be happy to help.